probably use this tool every single day without thinking twice: your toothbrush. It may look clean, but when we take a closer look under a microscope, a very different story begins to emerge. Most of us clean our toothbrush simply by rinsing it with water after brushing, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, when toothbrushes are stored in closed, moist environments, when the base of the bristles isn't properly cleaned, and when food debris and toothpaste residue remain trapped between the bristles, this creates a perfect environment for bacteria to grow. According to scientific studies, toothbrushes that are not adequately disinfected can harbor microorganisms associated with tooth decay and oral health problems, including Streptococcus, Staphylococcus, E. coli, and Candida species, sometimes at levels that may pose a risk to oral health. Over time, these microorganisms form a structure known as biofilm. Compared to free-floating bacteria, biofilm is much more resistant to disinfectants. That's why simply rinsing a toothbrush with water is often not enough to remove it. Microorganisms growing on toothbrushes can be transferred to different areas of the mouth every time you brush. This may contribute to persistent gum inflammation, chronic bad breath, gum recession and bleeding, and an increased risk of tooth decay. In healthy individuals, this may not always lead to serious problems. However, continuous exposure to these microorganisms can pose a greater risk for people with weakened immune systems, those who have recently undergone surgery, or individuals with chronic medical conditions. The good news is that reducing this risk does not require expensive or complex equipment. In one study, toothbrushes that had been used for 5 days were soaked separately for 24 hours in 0.12% chlorhexidine mouthwash, a 1% diluted bleach solution, and water. The results showed that toothbrushes soaked in chlorhexidine mouthwash and the 1% bleach solution did not show microbial growth. In conclusion, soaking your toothbrush overnight in a container with mouthwash, or in a 1% diluted bleach solution, or rinsing your toothbrush with mouthwash after each use can help effectively disinfect your toothbrush. Remember, oral hygiene is not only about brushing your teeth, it's also about keeping the tools you use as clean as possible.